All right, I need to come up with an introduction.
Hi, my name's Danny.
And my name's No Name Rob.
And I had a full-page spread in the New York Times and got named the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger.
Isn't that incredible? Well, I'm secretly selling second-hand goods and I call myself a antique dealer.
Yes. So I did a fantastic video earlier, but Danny reckons that he can actually add to my fantastic video.
Well, Rob actually did a fantastic video, and then he jumped on an aeroplane and went to Australia, and you've just been to Tony Roberts.
Yeah, I have, cover.
You have. And the funny thing is, when he was over there, he realised that for some reason, he uploaded the wrong video. It didn't save the video as he wanted. And it was quite funny because he left all the bits where he was going, chesting 1, 2, I broadcasted it around everywhere, and then later on it got deleted off. He asked his lovely to remove the video, or he did something anyway. So then he come back home this morning. He said he uploaded the video again, and it's a little bit outdated, but not really. The sentiment's the same. If you're looking at investing into We Are All Satoshi, you need to watch this video. But he did cover some very valid points. Now, Rob's approach and my approach is completely different. Rob's scared shitless that he's going to get sued. I've already been sued for $3.8 million and won. Rob's still worried. So he's a little bit more, how do you say?
I'm not worried. I'm just more circumspect.
Oh, I thought he was going to say circumcised. I don't want to know. Circumspect. I'm dyslexic.
I'll show you the answer to that question later, Daniel.
Right, so we've got Rob's video, and I thought we'd listen to Rob's video, and I'll chirp into the good bits that I thought were really helpful to people. And Rob may be able to add a little bit more insight into why he come up with what he come up with. And between the both of us, we may be able to give you some really interesting information about what is actually happening with We Are All Satoshi, because
what's not only what's happening with We Are All Satoshi,
yep.
it's that if this was my mum who was investing money, if this was you, if this was like a friend, if this was anybody that we cared about,
everybody that
ask these questions, for crying out loud.
Well, everyone that invests are friends, because that's how these Ponzi schemes work. Because if you don't have a friend or a family member, you can't engage more people into it, you see.
And that's why we're not involved in crypto.
Yeah, well,
we have no friends.
Well, crypto's fun, and I think what We Are Satoshi is doing at the moment actually is starting to intrigue me, I must be honest. They're teaching people how to set up so they can do mining, which is fascinating.
I've been working and
however, they're also teaching people how to mint their own NFTs. And my thing about NFTs, which we'll get into in a minute and I'll probably double up, is NFTs are worthless because they're only worth what somebody else is prepared to pay. So
non-funky tokens, man.
Well, how many people have they got queuing up for a token?
I can't see any.
No, and the funny thing about these tokens, there seems to be only 3 different types, and they all have a monetary value that you need to buy them for. So you're not getting like, I thought NFTs was artwork, like Banksy, one of a kinds.
Yeah, there it is. Brilliant point, Danny. High five again.
Oh, Tony Robbins coming back into it.
Yeah, man. Because I thought NFT, like the actual artwork, the NFT, the thing, the design is where the money was, but now it's like, well, here's an NFT that means you've got a miner. So it's like a label. It's like, is that really what a non-fungible token is?
No, it's just passing off technology and things that are happening. I think NFTs...
It's using jargon for the sake of it.
It's 2 years ago. And not only that...
Yesterday. It's Gary V.
Let's not give away too much in this video, but they're also doing affiliate marketing. Now, I made $100,000 in, I think it was 4 months from affiliate marketing. And that was in 2004. When affiliate marketing was amazing. People were willing to pay me 50% if I push someone to their cash register and they buy a product. They would give me 50% of the marketing. And now look, we've got whatever his name is. What's his name? Chavez?
Yeah.
His last name?
Siddiqui?
Something cool. It's a real cool name.
Siddiqui.
Anyway, he's claiming that he's bringing affiliate marketing back. I mean, to me, it's like a 19-year-old thing that won't work. Anyway, let's get into watching Rob, and we're going to do a talk over on Rob's video. So let's see what we learn straight away. Hopefully, I've got the mouse in the right place. Oh, and the other thing is we have 8 people watching us record this live.
No way.
I think it's 8, or maybe it's 5. Well, maybe you guys make sure you hit the thumbs up button. And anyone watching this, I am actually Danny DeHeck, a.k.a. the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. I had a whole page in the New York Times about my quest to name and shame anyone running a Ponzi scheme or a scam. So if you're thinking about getting into doing this business of promoting things to sign your mum and dad up or your best friend up into these Ponzi schemes, I'm coming after you. Just remember that. So make sure you do like and subscribe and hit the bell. That's the advert done. And also, if you hunt down Rob No Name, you won't find him. He's anonymous. But you can go into my community area and watch this video without Rob and I doing a talkover of Rob's video. But let's get into it. Let's hear from Rob and let's hear what he has to say.
Hi everybody, my name is Rob Woolley, and
Hi, Rob.
You haven't heard from me for a long time. I did a review on WAAS, W-A-A-S, or We Are All Satoshi.
So when you have this message come up, can you move your head for a minute? This is my opinion, not financial advice. Well, let me say this is financial advice. And if you're looking at investing in We Are All Satoshi, then don't be such a stupid numpy. That's my advice. And I am giving you financial advice. Rob is not giving you financial advice, but I want to be clear that I am giving you financial advice. Am I a registered financial advisor? No way in hell, because apparently if you leave school at the age of 14, you can't become one.
Can you?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it looks like some of them tried.
Yeah. Right, here we are. Let's carry on about your, and this is my opinion and not financial advice statement that you had to ruin your video with and put it on the front of the thing like that.
Months back, and if you haven't watched that video, go back and watch that video and see whether anything that I spoke about and that has actually come true. But today we're going to be talking.
And did anything come true?
I don't know. I should go and have a watch of it, eh?
I bet
it has though.
I just showed you a video that was recorded. Was it 4 or 5 months ago? Of Sam speaking or being
yeah,
and it was amazing.
Brilliant.
It was just after, well, it was just when Stable Dayo was getting going. It will be in my shorts. If you go into the shorts, you'll have a look at some of the clips I've got an absolutely awesome one there of Sam saying some terrible things, but it was ages ago, and he looked like he was drinking again.
I'm going to bring 1 billion people in,
something like that, and he's a God-fearing Christian.
About all manner of things about why there's no way in the whole world that I would be investing in We Are All Satoshi. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion. You don't have to listen to me. In fact, most of you won't, and I'm totally fine with that.
I'm listening to you, mate.
Mate, I tell you what, the last 2 days I was watching the videos. And I thought, you know, I'm kind of envious, right? Because they're all on there. They're all really friendly. They're all rah, rah, rah. They got that new song now.
I know.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to get done for copyright. And then I thought, no, it's their song. They won't have it.
Yeah. And I thought, yeah, you know, good on them. Close-knit community. They all get on. But, man, there's zero substance.
But they love each other.
They do, and you know, good on them, but they're not going to get rich out of this.
No, but we'll explain that. Now, in our live chat, because we're going live, we have our first hello from after the gold rush, and he said, "Evening, guys." And I'm just bringing the chat into the room here. You can see both Rob and I have been recording this. We'd just like to say back to our first message in our chat room. Evening, guys. It is actually morning for us.
Hello. Is it? What for us?
11:45. Anyway.
Well, it's still evening.
Yeah, nice to have a message.
But Danny hasn't worked that out.
And
hello.
We just lost a viewer. Anyway, right, back to Rob. Here we go.
But I do have a degree in business. I have been watching a lot of these cryptocurrency schemes for a long time. I have yet to see a successful one, and I do not think that We Are All Satoshi is any exception. Now,
don't you think so?
No, and I was actually thinking today, I was watching a thing on Sam Bankman-Fried,
yep.
SBF, who was the youngest billionaire or only billionaire under 30, richest guy under 30, youngest billionaire in the world. And he obviously created the FTX exchange. But I was actually thinking when I was watching that, everybody who legitimately made money out of crypto invested in crypto.
True.
They invested in crypto. They invested in the currency. They bought the currency. They watched it rise and fall. Obviously, they made money. They watched it rise more than it fell. I've never heard of anybody who's actually made any legitimate money in any of these opportunities. Like they're nothing to do with mining, any of these other things, nothing to do with rewards. You just buy it low, sell it high.
Well, the funny thing about the only one I think that's been semi-successful is probably Hyperverse. And the only reason that's been successful because if you were recruiting people, the commission money that you were getting paid was the success, not the rise of crypto.
Remember what I said. There was a key word that legitimately made money in crypto.
Tell me more.
Legitimately. Well, from what I could see in Hyperverse, there was no product or service, and people who made money didn't legitimately make it. They made it because people came in, put money in, and it was like a Ponzi scheme.
Like? Oh, yeah, I'm going to call it it's a Ponzi scheme.
Just going to say it looked like a Ponzi scheme.
Smelt like a Ponzi scheme.
Yes.
All right, back to Rob.
Last maybe 2 weeks I've been taking notes, so I'm going to go through a lot of things. And what I want you to do is to listen to what I have to say, the questions that I'm going to pose for you, and for you to consider whether or not you should be asking these questions. I
got excited when you started these questions because I thought, I wonder what he's going to ask.
Self, if you are already in it, or if you're encouraging anybody else to get in it, or B, if you aren't in it, should you listen to any of this stuff and should you actually get in yourself? So
you've got two questions here, people that are in it and people that are contemplating it, have they missed out and should they get into it?
Yeah, there are two separate groups. There's the people already in it who really, they know, or at least they should know, that if they want to get wealthy, if they want to get a good return, they really need fresh money in, and it's not not clever to put their own fresh money in, so they need to pull in some more right legs and left legs and let other people do the walking, putting the fresh money in for them, which, what does that smell like, Danny?
Scam. But I'm thinking that if you're in a car and you've got no petrol, because I've literally said they've ran out of money, and the car's coasting down the road, they've wound all the windows down by hand, and they're leaning out the window asking people if they've got any petrol.
But we haven't lost any petrol. We haven't used any petrol, Shivers says.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have. Tank's full. The tank is full.
We just haven't got any to use.
Oh, my God.
Our marketing budget is all gone, but we'll come to that later. But man, how does that work? 68% of your money vanished, but no one's lost anything.
Yeah. And it's all, yeah. Well, let's carry on because you get to cover all the good points.
Here we go. The first thing is Sam, the elephant in the room. Sam Lee was made out to be a billionaire, and through sheer act of wealth, he was portrayed as a wise person. And he came on and did a whole series of videos that were really painful to watch. It has to be said.
What part of those videos were painful to watch, Rob?
Well,
hold it. The pausing parts.
Danny, right? You know that it's all about love. It's all about love. What is money?
We are Satoshi. We're all Satoshi.
Other than some way to get...
That's someone with the blue shirt on, eh?
Love.
When he did that, I actually doubled the speed of it. And it still was slow.
Oh, no. It was crazy. Yeah. It would have been fantastic to have stuck a lie detector on him.
Yeah.
and seen, like what his internal body levels were going, because he's talking so slow, and it gave me the impression that he said, I have no idea what I'm going to say here, but I'm cocky enough, I'm egotistical enough to think they'll buy anything.
Because I watched that originally.
That was my impression anyway.
And I thought, how can I do a talk over video on that? And what would I talk about?
Well, you'd be pausing every second and speaking for 5 minutes, and you still wouldn't cross over a word.
Double the speed of it. And then I made it cartoony, and then I got all his wedding photos and put them in the front of it, and hoping that I'd build up like a Tony Robbins event, that I'd have everyone would be riled up and they'd be waiting for the speech, and then here he come out with a really slow delivery. Anyway, let's not be that video. Let's carry on.
I've watched Sam Lee for quite a long time. I think he's quite an intelligent guy. Really? I have no idea why he's involved in some of this stuff. If he is wealthy, and I have no idea whether he is, how did he make his money? Has he made it legitimately? I do not know. But nobody actually says how he supposedly made the $1 billion.
Well, I heard he's made $3 million from Hyperverse and $2 million running these scams in Dubai. That's what an ex-girlfriend has told me, who he was skiting to. He actually paid for renovations for her house, and 1 month before he had his wedding, he asked her if she would marry him, but not her wedding, another person's wedding. So I don't think he's made much money. And even if he stole...
Well, let's say that's true.
Okay.
That's 5 million. $1 billion is 1,000 million. Where's the other 995 come from?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not like this is a long period of time either. There was a lot of talk about Sam Bankman-Fried, as I said before, and how he made his money so early. I think the only person who has made $1 billion that quick is Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook.
Yeah.
So Sam apparently had very little money by the looks of it when he started that Australian company. But that was only, 6 years ago?
They were trying to do a $20 million fundraiser and raise $2.9 million. And if you look at the business plan proposal they were given to the Kickstarter campaigns, they actually, most of the money was going to pay the directors. It wasn't going into the company. So, and they had...
How could you possibly make... In fact, I'm going to throw in something. I hope this works.
Won't work. Where we had to
no, it won't work. Actually, it won't work. But if 6 years ago, let's say you had $2 million, and you doubled your money every year, right? You'd have 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. Yeah. If he doubled his money, which almost nobody does, but if you doubled your money, okay, well that'd be, But even if you doubled your money every year, he'd be up to, now I've forgotten, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, he'd be up to 64 million. He'd still be 938 million short. If he 5x'd his money, it would go from 2 to 10 to 50 to 250 to 1.25. Yeah, if he 5x'd his money all the way through, he would be over $1 billion. No one 5x's their money. In fact, a great return is 0.2x of your money, about 20%.
Well, there was another scenario. The $50 million that was stolen from Australian investors in his company Blockchain Global, allegedly 40% of that company was owned by Ryan Jew. Now let's say they did get $50 million out of the company, which would be a good grab. Then likely these guys involved with crypto probably would have put all the money safely hidden in crypto. Now crypto lost 80% of its money. So I'm going 25 million each, less 80% is about 5 million.
It doesn't stack up.
No, and I don't think he's got any money. And that's why he's been arrested in Dubai, because he didn't pay a debt to a Dubaian businessman for $1 million US. He wrote 2 dud checks out up to $1 million US, and then he got locked up for 3 nights in prison. Now, somebody who has the money wouldn't have let that happen.
There's an interesting point there, though, isn't there?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
That's evidence against a scammer from someone else who was involved in scamming?
Say that again.
Well, where did you get that information from?
My head. It's like a massive jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah. Because I find it quite interesting. You watch those videos online.
Oh, right. I've got you now. All right.
And
sorry.
it's like they're all, we think they're all misleading.
Yeah. But that's...
And you're trying to work out who, out of all the misleading stuff, what's likely to be credible.
Yeah. So the information I just relayed, most of that... Well, actually, Garrett was the guy that I did the video with. He rang me up and he let his heart out for an hour 20. And in that phone call, he actually tried to say things like his ex-business partners were legitimate people and they're not involved in all the scams. And then also later on, now this guy, which is about 5 videos back, has come out with his new opportunity. And it's just another scam. And it just makes you rip the hem on your 90. So it's hard to know who's legit, who's not, what story to believe. However, when the one with Sam being locked up for 3 nights, I haven't seen the video, but I had heard that Sam was saying that that was true because he got sort of thrown under the bus with his statements and he had to sort of justify what was thrown at him. And one of those things was he did spend time in prison and didn't like it and didn't want to go there again. And
I don't think I'd want to go there.
I don't think any prisoner wants to go there again.
Yeah. Cool, that was pretty good. They were at free accommodation.
Yeah. All right, so let's carry on. I'll just make sure I hit the right button. Let's go for the browser look and let's carry on and listen to Rob. Good pose there, Rob. You got your eyes shut, finger going.
And in one of the videos that Danny DeHeck said...
Hey, it's me.
An exchange between Danny DeHeck and Sam Lee. Sam Lee basically said he's not a billionaire. And shortly after that, there was the video, which is hilarious, of where Sam is talking to some of the leaders of some of these schemes. And they're all basically saying, please, please, for the love of God, for the love of our wallet, for the love of anything, can you stop doing all these videos? They I guess, were of a similar sentiment to me, of where they thought actually the more Sam talks, the less he says, and the confidence of the community is going down, down, down.
Yeah. Interesting point, though, because, literally I was in a chat room with him for 3.5 hours, and he said that he's not a billionaire. But then I said, how can you just say that in front of 3,000 other people in the chat room when you've been on these videos talking it up as being a billionaire? And that was sort of like, why would you insinuate that you were a billionaire? It's because everyone listens to a billionaire. Everyone listens to Elon Musk. And they're hoping that sometimes that billionaire is going to rub off and some of his loose change is going to make them wealthy. I just think it's ironic. And now Chavez has come out claiming that he started his own corporation at 17 years of age. And then he provided services to Marble Studios. He'd also there's AI that everyone in the world is using that was developed by Chavez's company, and also Chavez has had involvement with governments and all these things. And then he says he's 27 years of age, and I'm going, wow, this guy's incredible. But he had to paint a picture of modest, and then he said everything, he can't tell you the facts because everything was sworn under NDAs. And I think, oh my God, if another one of these Ponzi scheme promoters come out and say they have to not talk because of NDAs, they must just have a scammer book that they listen to and read and think, oh, this is what you say when they, if somebody says this, this, and this, you come out and you say NDA. Or if they, they intimidate you, make sure you talk yourself up so they feel like they've been gaslighted down. Oh, it's just shocking. So that's the thing.
It looks to be as if you have 3 tiers. Right at the top, you have this person who, or group of people that are absolutely amazing. And in Hyper, it was Ryan Zhu, Jaden Wee, was it?
Yes. Yep.
And Sam Lee.
Right. Stephen Reese Lewis.
Stephen Reese Lewis, was in there as the CEO. Yeah. And then the next level down, so these people up here are like everybody's going to praise them because they're just like amazing in the industry. They're all wealthy, they're all really successful, and we're just really lucky to have hitched a ride on their coattails. The next level is the like Keith Williams and Kalpesh Patel. It's Kalpesh Patel.
Yeah, it is.
I forgot his name.
Multi-level marketers.
Whoever it is, where they seem to sing the praises of those people on level 1.
Yeah.
And are amazing talk. Like I have to say, some of those guys are amazing talkers. They're incredibly motivational, and you can see how people just buy into it because like they're bloody good at what they do. And then the other level doesn't really matter whether you're a leader, a follower, or anybody in between. But that's all the people that are investing their money. And these people here obviously make it out as if they're investing their own money. Maybe they are. I don't know. But yeah, there's the guru, the praiser, the followers. And you always have to have a guru at the top. And it was Sam Lee. And, of course, if he's on a chat room, he's saying, hey, everybody else made me out to be a billionaire. I'm sure he didn't stand in the way of that as well. And then there's the people that were talking him up, who I thought it was Chavez, wasn't it, who was talking up Sam?
It was originally.
So Sam, Chavez, and the followers.
And Chavez didn't come across as a leader. He came across as a worker.
Yeah, he was like an organizer, that seemed to, I wasn't paying too much attention, but seemed to be organising the Zoom calls and, made sure everything ran smooth.
Yeah. Interesting enough, too, what I've noticed with a lot of these multi-level marketers, especially someone like Rory, who... basically, I did a video about, he's claiming that he's lost $2.8 million not him specifically, but a friend of his said that he lost $2.8 million. He had 40 people working for him at the peak of Hyperverse, and everyone lost all their money, everyone lost their job, and obviously he lost the money, and now he's trying to do a class action lawsuit to get everyone's money back, which is just ironic. 3 weeks ago, he's promoting Sam Lee like he's God, and now all of a sudden he's working against Sam Lee and he's going to do a class action lawsuit. And I think this is not something unusual. This is something I've seen quite a lot, because they seem like if they tell everyone, I lost a lot of money, then the people that lost the $1,000 or the $200 or the $1,500 are more empathetic, because they go, oh, look, I lost $1,500. Oh, well, I lost $2.8 million because I'm really clever at this game. But I'm promoting all the other schemes behind it now, and I'm hoping to trade my way out of it, and they didn't work. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I'm just trying to say that...
a lot of the followers are really bloody nice.
Followers are nice because they listen to them?
The followers, average person on those Zoom calls are really bloody nice, and they, are really praiseworthy, supportive, and they just seem that they don't want to ask any awkward questions. Maybe they don't want an awkward response, or maybe they think it's actually disrespectful to ask a tricky question.
Well, I went on to the Zoom meeting the other day, and they said Danny DeHeck's in the room, and I thought, oh, that's me.
Danny DeHeck in the room.
And they said, and then Rory goes on there and he goes, oh, Danny asked all these, he's done a video and he's got all his information correct, and he didn't give me an opportunity to speak first. So I get on there and I said, well, actually, you commented, and I wrote back to you and said, well, would you like to get on a video? And he goes, oh, well, you haven't got your information correct. And I go, well, here's your opportunity. And then he comes, after chatting to him, he said he couldn't find my contact details. I'm everywhere. And now he says he'll talk to me I've forgotten how long it was, but it was weeks away. And I'm going, what? And he's just, they're just full of shit. They don't want it. And then they cut me off the Zoom because I was saying things they didn't want to hear. If you talk favourably, you stay. If you talk negatively and you question these guys, they back out. It's just ridiculous.
Just point of order.
Yes, okay.
Everybody knows your name.
Yeah.
Everybody knows you create videos.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that you read every comment on every video.
I like everyone's comment.
All they'd have to do if they wanted to get in contact with you is leave a comment on a video or email you, and they could find... I'm assuming they can still find your email address on your...
Yeah, because
your website?
No, it's all working. It's just getting a denial server attack because the scammer's trying to hammer my website.
How could you not contact Danny?
I know, and then you use that as an excuse. And then when given the opportunity, to cowardly say no. So if you go to my Telegram group, you can actually listen to a voice recording from Rory explaining why he doesn't want to have a meeting with me. And also all the messages that I was sending him. I actually called him some dirty, disgusting names, like he's a bottom feeder of the end of the world and all this sort of carry on. And he's trying to reason with me like, oh, well, you already made your decision up about me. And I have, you're an idiot. So talk to me if you want to, but I don't really want to spend my time interviewing you, Rory, because I've got better people to go after. But if you wanted the opportunity, I'll humour you and you can come on and tell me. For one of the funniest things, before I get off my high horse, I've got photos of him in Dubai with Kalpesh Patel and Keith Williams. He says that I said wrong information. He was there he was on a reconnaissance. He was information gathering. He was there gathering information because at that time he just lost, theoretically, or about to lost $2.8 million.
If he lost money, or if anybody lost that much money, why did they then stay in opportunities or projects that Sam Lee was in and praise and encourage other people?
Oh, well, the first one was VidiLook. And VidiLook looked legitimate. Everything ticked all the boxes, you know. It lasted 6 weeks. And you were watching commercials.
Are we talking about the same thing?
Oh, yeah, sorry, it's been funny. And then when they restarted that one, because, whatever his name, one of the guys, the CEO left, and then Sam rebooted it. That also looked legit, so everyone reinvested. And then they had this other opportunity where VAV, you could throw more money in that. And then Are All Satoshi had a new membership plan that you could invest $5,000 with Sam, and they had nothing. Had no reason for that money to go in there. It had no promise of any return for your investment. So those three things I just mentioned all happened within about 2 or 3 weeks. So 3 cash grabs, all to get Sam out of prison. And, using Rory as an example, he invested in all of them. As you said, he's just lost all his money in Hyperverse, and now he's in bed with Sam again, promoting Sam on Zoom meetings, talking to Sam.
I'm going to ask you a stupid question here.
Oh, good. You won't get a stupid answer.
Okay, right. You put your money into Hyperverse.
Yeah.
And they stop withdrawals.
Yeah.
Right. How much money did you get out when they stopped withdrawals?
Oh, but you're encouraged to leave it on the platform.
But how much money could people get out when they stopped withdrawals?
Now, this is a real valid point.
Nothing.
Well, he might have...
Hypernation, stop withdrawals. How much money could you get out? Nothing. So what's the difference when all that stuff, that hope for withdrawals in Hyperverse and Hypernation went on for weeks and months, that actually, on the scale of things, the money that's gone into VidiLook and hasn't come out, and the money that's gone into VAV and hasn't come out, that's actually nothing compared to Hyperverse and Hypernation yet. Like on a scale of we can't get our money back, this is short term.
This is the stupid thing about saying you lost $2.8 million. A lot of people have money on the platform. It doesn't mean that they weren't taking money out in fistfuls. I mean, they could have taken out $5 million. And then they could have had 2.8 million if it was, and no one can back this up. This is all bullshit. Like at the moment,
I see what you're saying. Yeah, you could have, arguably, had an account, where maybe you put $1 million in. I don't think anybody would have put $1 million in, but who knows? Who knows? You put $1 million in.
Yep.
You worked it up to 8 million.
Yep.
You took out what, $5.2
$2
million. So you're $4.2 million up, they shut withdrawals, and you go, oh my God, there's $2.8 million I can't get out.
Yeah. And also, some of them had that compounding. So even though they stopped withdrawals 3 months prior, they were still compounding how much money. And because people go to me, I lost 150,000. And I go, yeah, but what did you initially put in? And they'll go, oh, but I was owed. And I want the money I was owed. And I go, no, how much money did you physically put into the platform? And they'll go, oh, it was 20,000. But I got, and I'll go, no, so you've lost 20,000. And how much did you get? Well, I got 40,000, but I was owed 80. It's just bullshit.
Anybody can multiply any number in an app, on a website, anything like that. It's not money until you take it out.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not real. And it could never be real because none of these things are actually making any money.
We've got no product.
See, there's no product, there's no service, no business.
Well, Hyperverse was having a metaverse, and they never talked about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's just that.
All right, let's keep going.
What's happened to all of the Hypernation NFTs?
Oh, they're valuable to somebody. Just like these stupid We Are All Satoshi NFTs or this minting they're doing. Anyway, let's carry on listening to Rob. That's what we came in. Wasn't. Here we go.
So Sam's vanished. Sam wanted you to put money into, I think it was VAV, but if I get some of this wrong, it doesn't really matter. But put your money in and take your money out and put your money in and shake it all about. So you were basically doing some trust thing of where you were supposed to put a little bit of money in and then 2 days later, I think it was, you'd take it out and then put it in. And this was to show Sammy that you trusted him. And of course, Sam let you down. And the big story about how the funds for VAV were commingled with VidiLook, I think it was.
Yeah, he put them all on the same super wallet address. All the money went to the same place.
Well, who cares? If it was still there legitimately, you would have been able to take it out, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's not legitimate.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you took them out, that it would all fall over. VidiLook would fall over. VidiLook fell over anyway. Now, just before I go on, that VidiLook, like, why would anybody somewhere pay people like you to go onto VidiLook, watch outdated videos, ads, that of products you're never going to buy? Apparently, they were outdated as well.
I would have liked to seen some of them.
Oh, I would have.
I reckon.
You know, I reckon if you had done a video, like a piss take video, one video after the other.
Hey, if anyone's clever out there, if anyone's clever out there and they have got a couple of those videos and they could, give us a Dropbox link to a couple of those videos, I'd love to see the type of video, because I never sign up for these platforms, but I'd love to see a couple of those videos.
Hi, do you want to be part of a crypto opportunity and earn 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 times your money?
I don't think they were those type of commercials.
No, they weren't, but they could be, because you could create a
I'd love to know the contact details of the people on the commercials, see if you could ring them up. I mean, was it a holiday? Was it, sign up with a travel company and get a holiday of a lifetime? And Princess Cruises, and you look at what's that Russian boat that fell over in the water?
Mikhail Lermontov?
Yeah, and they might have a travel commercial.
Probably not, but yeah.
Yeah, you go on this cruise, and they go, hey, didn't that boat fall over?
I mean, we're renting out rooms 10% of the original price.
And they're going, hey, that was outdated. Anyway, any of those commercials wouldn't.
As long as you sleep on your side.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, here we go. Let's carry on, Rob. Look at that pose you've got in your face, Rob.
Oh, mate, it was a hard night.
Yeah.
So there's just a lose-lose-lose. The person paying for the ads, it couldn't possibly be true. Why would anybody smart enough to be in advertising or marketing actually want to create ads and pay people to watch them when they're never going to buy? That defeats the whole purpose of advertising.
Now, just an interesting point. You just be quiet. I'm going to say the reason they do the ads, every time these Ponzi schemes come up with a product or something that people have to do, they think it gives them an answer to where the money comes from. And this is why they're doing this. We're going to teach people how to mint friggin' tokens on their laptops or on their iPhones, because people are like mices in one of those wheels. And as long as they're doing something and getting a reward for it, because the We Are Satoshi thing at the moment isn't rocket science. Once they've taught everyone how to set up their MetaMask wallets, and they've told them how to set it up so they can see something happening on their phone, they're going to go out and start selling $50, $150 actually, because you pay $50 for an account, and then you need to buy your left leg and your right leg. And just so happens you can buy your own left leg and your own right leg. So that means that most people are going to be starting off spending $150. And then they'll become what they call miners. And these miners will then be able to watch their phones doing something. Now, they're going to be creating NFTs, and they're going to be minting coins and tokens that are only good within their own closed environment, which means they're going to be worthless. The only value of these things that they're going to mint or mine on their blockchain that can do 65,000 transactions, and I don't even know how they managed to test that, and costing people money to produce them is in their own environment. So unless everyone in the world buys into this system, it's like me going to Rom, hey, what platform are you in? I'm in We Are Satoshi, and you're going to go, I'm in another one. Oh, we can't trade.
Mm.
Or they might be building a bridge one day. Hi, Rob.
I could buy yours, but why would I buy yours? Because if I bought yours, that would increase demand and increase the price. I would be buying my own bloody ones, like to increase my own demand for my own tokens and increase the price of that. It's I totally agree with you. I think it's the delusion, but the perception that mining, anything like that,
Sounds
or
good.
Watching a video, work equals wealth.
Woo. Work
Creates wealth. It doesn't, because I totally agree with you. All of these tokens, anything you're mining, is specific to that platform. There's still zero reason for anybody to buy it. The only reason that Bitcoin, Ethereum, right, is that people are punting on those coins are going to become the coin, and they're going to take off. They're going to become, like the worldwide universal currency, at least online. No one's looking at anything else. And Bitcoin 2.0 is a totally different thing to Bitcoin 1.0.
Yeah, but Mr. Satoshi's helping them.
Where's he lately?
Oh, he's
gone very quiet.
Well, he has, isn't he? Actually, Sam's gone quiet, but we've got a video coming about him soon. All right, let's go and listen to Rob.
But why would anybody get into VidiLook thinking that's a money-making scheme? Like, just makes no sense at all. It's almost like, what stupid idea could we come up with that we could tell people delivers a product or a service that makes money that someone would pay for, that you should get involved and we're going to pay you back a return? Like, business doesn't work like that. So, but I digress. So at any rate, Sam's let the community down. And then overnight, this guy Chavez, who's one of the support crew, and I don't even know what his role was. He looked to be some kind of support worker, looked after the Zoom meetings or whatever. And now he's just taken over. So let's just pause here for a minute and think, how could this possibly have happened? So you got a person who runs We Are All Satoshi. Apparently, he runs We Are All Satoshi, Sam Lee, and people who have put their money in, 30% has gone into the Horizon Vault Proof of Reserve, whatever it's called. 2% has gone to Sam Lee, as if he's the owner of it, yet he says he's only the tech guy. I don't really understand that. And the rest has gone into a marketing budget. So, but then overnight, Sam, not that he chose to do this apparently, because there's no suggestion that I've seen that Sam voluntarily stood down, but Chavez has just walked on in and gone, there's nobody at home in the business, I might just take it over. Like, who actually owns this thing? If it's not Sam Lee, then who actually owns it? And when you have a look, 30% plus 2% is 32%, plus 68% for the marketing budget. That's 100%. Where's the money that any owner would have got? Has anybody asked that? Who owns this thing?
Well explained, Rob.
Who does own it? And here's one thing that popped into my head before, but it has popped in multiple times. Let's suspend judgment and let's say that Sam Lee is indeed a billionaire. Okay, he's got $1 billion in his bank account. So he's going to go into We Are All Satoshi. He's going to go on to meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting, educating people, spreading the love for 2%. Of something. Now, just hold judgment here. I heard, I think it was today, there's 130 Bitcoins that are in the vault. Would that be about right?
Not sure, confusing, but yep.
Yeah, okay, right. So I'm just going to do some maths here.
I thought 160, but they're not really there.
Okay. All right. So let's say it's 160. We're going to go. We're going to err on the upside here, right?
I have a calculator.
So I'm going. Right. I'm going to try to work this out. One Bitcoin at the moment is selling for about $30,000.
Yep.
100 Bitcoin would sell for $3 million. So 160 Bitcoin would sell for $4.8 million. Okay. $4.8 million.
Yep, that's about right. Yep.
Okay, so that $4.8 million is 30% of the total amount of money that has ever been invested in We Are All Satoshi, according to their own percentages.
Right.
Okay. 2% then of the total amount of money invested in there, and this is going to really test my maths here, is 4.8 million divided by 15, which is something like $300,000. So so
no, 2% of the total budget.
It should be 1/15 of what's in the vault.
Right. Okay.
Right.
I'll believe you.
So
a lot of money.
Sam Lee would have been doing all this for $300,000.
Not much at all.
Why would you do that if you're a billionaire? Like, you've had to create the tech,
nice guy.
You've had to go on all the meetings, you've had to put up with all the shit. You've had to, he's obviously under stress with all the alcohol that he's drinking. But it just it defies all credibility that a billionaire would go to work for $300,000.
And also ruin your name.
It ruins your reputation.
Yeah.
And he's walking around saying, well, I own this building, or I own lease this building, or whatever.
8 buildings.
Why?
Thousands of staff.
Yeah. Why would you even have anything to do with We Are All Satoshi? How many people were in it? How much could you possibly make? And going back to what we said before about how he would have had to have massively increased his wealth every year over the last 5 or 6 years to have got to a billionaire. There's no way he would have done that working for $300,000 after a period. Like, how long has We Are All Satoshi been going? 6 months?
About 4 actually.
So I can't even extrapolate that out, but it would basically mean that you're working a whole year for $1 million, which is, just remember, 1/1000th of a billion.
Yeah, so it's peanut. And also the point is, I think we're both sort of getting at, is what story do you believe is true? And there's so many lies and mistruths and misinformation. I don't even believe Sam is the owner of any of these schemes. I actually believe that there's a criminal network above him, and they're all puppets. Now, you can't tell me that because, for example, Garrett, he was alleged as, Sam was saying he was the owner, and then Garrett's alleging he only got paid $5,000. But when the Ponzi scheme crashed, Vidi looked better. He got paid out $55,000, $10,000 for wages that he was owed, and $45,000 for commissions that he received for conning people into the Ponzi scheme. Now, the real serious thing about that, it's not the $55,000. It was the fact they told the world that they had collapsed and they had no money left, and they were robbed, and 6,000 multiple accounts crashed the platform, and everyone withdrew their money, and there's no money left. And here he is writing out let's say a check for 55 grand to pay to somebody after it fell over. So it's obviously that, and then Gareth said whether it's true or not, we can't trust Garrett as far as you can kick him, and he's 6 foot tall, he's pretty heavy, so you can't kick him very far. But here he is saying that they have a fail safe in one of those platforms, that if more money is going out than going in a 7-day period, the software automatically shuts down. And that's why when they rebooted it, same sort of thing happened, really. Disgusting. All right, so we carry on?
Well, the crazy thing is...
There's more crazy stuff?
Well, the crazy thing is that money doesn't disappear.
No.
So money's gone into these projects and opportunities. Like, it's either still in there or someone's taken it out. Yet there's been no accountability zero accountability of who took it out, did they legitimately take it out, or if they haven't taken it out, where is it? No one has ever seen a set of accounts in a crypto project that I have ever heard of.
All right, two interesting things. Gobi is a guy that is was at the round table, or I've been told it's a square table, when they all met in Dubai. When he come home, his brother-in-law got a brand new car. And I thought that was quite interesting. And he was on Facebook saying thank you to his brother. And the other thing is somebody else got something as well. Oh, I don't know. But they divvy up. It seems like they divvy up the money to people who are, all the leaders seem to get the money, and everyone else gets told there's no money left. This bullshit.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea, right? But if I was in this and I wanted to help out my community, and my friends and family that have invested money, I'd say, hey guys, where did the money go? Yeah. Right? Can you show us the proof?
That's what I was actually,
of where the money has gone.
That's actually what I'm thinking of too. What I was actually getting at, when Sam realised that VidiLook had lost all their money, he got his lawyers to go into the data room and do an investigation. But any normal business would go to the police and report a crime.
Well, a lawyer wouldn't go into a data room to do an investigation.
Why not?
Right? A forensic auditor would go in there and actually do it. But you would know, let's forget this is crypto for a minute, right? It still operates, and for all we know, the real money operates still in a bank account.
Well, I'd have to.
Yeah. Let's forget all this crypto crap for a minute. Real money has gone into a real bank account somewhere. It hasn't real money become crypto, and then crypto's gone into this wallet, and then it's all gone. There is a paper trail, and no one's ever shown it. And there's all this talk about lawyers, and that it just doesn't stack up.
One interesting thing while we're talking about bank accounts, a couple that I did a video on, her name was Vera, about 3 videos back. She put $3,000 into VAV, and she put it into a bank account in Australia. And then we managed to investigate the bank account. The money was transferred out of that bank account to a Singapore bank account. Now, to do that, someone had to pay $200 to transfer it from one bank to another. Now, that shows you that, for a start, when I heard it landed in a bank account, I was amazed. And I thought, that's amazing. What do you mean? I thought, this is money laundering. I actually thought it was Carl Miller, and it might be, I don't know. But anyway, because the name that came up on the bank account, we investigated that, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that they paid $200 to transfer the money out showed it was a one-way street. They could have paid it back in crypto.
Is this the one that had to go into the account and then came back out of the account? Is this the one you're talking about?
No, it went into an Australian bank account.
Yeah.
And then that money got taken out of the Australian bank account by a Singapore bank who transferred the money into... The money got transferred from the Australian bank account to a Singapore bank account.
Is this for VAV?
Yes.
So is this the one where Sam was saying you put the money in, and then after a couple of days I'll give you the money back?
That's right.
So when I heard you say that on the video, what I took from that is that wasn't a zero-sum transaction. It was that the people that were transferring the money may or may not have incurred some expense to transfer the money, but Sam definitely would have received expenses to have given it back.
Yes, unless he was giving it back in crypto.
Or if he wasn't giving it back at all.
I think that might be the truth of the matter.
No way.
Yeah. All right, let's carry on before we get too late. Do we go and make sure I click the right button? Is this in the background?
Action.
Browser. Action. Back to Rob.
Created it. Where did it come from? Did it just boom, get beamed down one day and whoa, everybody's lead, everybody's trying to create a DAO? Like, this is ridiculous. So who's Chavez And how did he manage to come in? And how did he manage to be the only person who had the information to access the proof of reserve? He could have run off with all the money, if indeed there is money there. You got to ask yourself. So, and how much money could there be there? So, according to Chavez, there was 240 million. Now, I hope I've got these facts right. There were $240 million in the proof reserve. Now, if that was true,
I thought there was 240 million in the marketing budget.
Yep.
Okay, so that would mean that that's part of the 64%.
The 68%.
68%. So wouldn't you divide that back into the 30% and put that back in the proof of reserve? Is that what the money is in the wallet, in the vault?
My understanding is if you have $1 and $1 comes into the scheme in any way, that 68 cents of that went into the marketing budget, 2 cents went to Sam, the tech guy, and 30 cents went into the vault.
Right.
Now, what we've worked out already is that if there's 130, 160, whatever it is, Bitcoin in that vault, then that's $4.8 million, okay?
Yeah.
And we did hear somewhere...
So is this whole scheme only worth about 12 million?
No, well, you see, this is where it just doesn't add up.
I thought it would have a zero at the end of that.
Yeah, it doesn't add up because what they have said is that I thought there was 130 Bitcoin in the vault, but you heard there could be 160.
So, technically speaking, in my quick calculations, if 68% equals 240 million in the advertising budget, the total money in would be around about 350 million.
It would be, around about, yes, about 340 to 350 million, which means that if 240 of that is in the marketing budget, there should be something like 100 million in the vault that has been spent on Bitcoin, but all they're saying is that there's like 130 to 160 Bitcoin, which at max totals about 4.8 million. So you're 95 million short, and that's a conservative figure. So the marketing budget was either 240 and money's gone missing out of the vault, or the vault is right at 4.8 million and the total amount that was ever in the marketing budget was something like 10 million. But then the only kind of curveball to that was, I kind of vaguely remember that someone said Sam stuck 240 million in the marketing budget.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, so think about this, guys.
Because he's a billionaire.
Yeah, think about this. You just, because we did that on video, didn't we? Oh, right, you just reached behind, grabbed your wallet and said, how much do you need for that marketing budget? 240 million. Yeah, look.
I'm good for it.
Yeah. I'll just give you cash.
And this is all hypothetical. There's no proof of any of this money.
Yeah.
It never has. And also the same with the because at the moment what they've done is they've put the Vault Horizon to the side and they've started up another vault.
Yes, yeah, Vault 2.0.
Yeah.
So if Sam put 240 million in, there's no bloody way that anybody is going to kick Sam out. In fact, realistically, ladies and gentlemen, let's forget the telephone numbers bandied around here. If you were the tech guy and you're earning 300,000, which is still fantastic bloody money, all right, there's no way anybody's going to kick you out of that either. All right. But what my point here is Sam is operating somewhere, or had been supposedly operating somewhere as the tech guy. So he's obviously got control of the passwords, all of the data, like the computers, like the systems. And he obviously had control of the proof of reserve. And Chavez has basically said that Sam, I can't remember how he phrases, but there's obviously no love lost between Sam and Chavez. But there's no story about how did Chavez get everything from Sam.
But it's all the puppets at the top. It's all these leaders. Because Chavez comes online and he goes, I'm going to be 100% transparent and you guys will be, there's no secrets and there's no way you're going to lose your money once again. And then he said he's got 9 people that you can appoint who are the leaders, which he doesn't name. They're invisible.
But are they appointing them?
Well, that will be a consensus. It will be rigged.
But are they? Because
well, who are they?
From what I heard, and I could be wrong, from what I heard, it seemed to imply that Chavez was appointing them.
Well, he's in charge.
I know. And the person who basically a board of trustees is designed to oversee is appointing the board of trustees. So you've got a conflict of interest there. Have we got that wrong? If we've got that wrong, throw it in the comments and let us know, because that's pretty fundamental. But then there was another thing I heard, that you would get on the board of trustees if you were the first 9 people to achieve some kind of level.
That's where
wasn't it?
That's where they'll trump them. Because I reckon that Tammy Jackson lady, and there's also another Tracy, I've forgotten his last name, he's a truck driver. They're in every meeting. And as soon as it gets heated, they come on. And it's literally like Chavez is a puppet.
And of course, how does anybody know? Because everybody talks about transparency, but is there transparency? How would anybody know that any other person has attained any level?
You don't. It's just all stupid.
You just don't know. So if anybody says, "Hey, Danny, you've achieved Bitcoin level or whatever it is," how would anybody be able to say no? He hasn't?
People say my videos are too long, and I should do shorter videos. But I mean, if I got on a video and just said that this whole scheme is a Ponzi scheme, if you invest, you'll lose all your money, please do not like and subscribe and get off my channel, would probably be a video not many people would watch. But if you were going to invest $1,000, wouldn't you spend an hour and a half watching a video to actually reason this out?
You'd listen to your videos, you'd arguably listen to mine or someone else's, but then you'd go and ask those questions. I'd be asking these questions, and I'd want absolutely to be totally confident in what I was hearing back. Otherwise, you go, thanks, not really for me at this stage.
Yeah, well, if you went to sign up for a bank, you'd know the bank, you'd know lots of people in your country go to that bank, you would know to walk into the physical office, you could see this is all hypothetical bullshit. Trust me. Handshake. This is old-fashioned.
Yeah, you won't see the bank say, "Hey, we want you to come on Zoom, and we're going to walk you through how to operate your bank account."
And what's your name? Just call me Rob.
Yeah.
What's your last name?
Yeah.
just Rob.
By the way, you can only contact our bank by phone number. Mobile phone number.
No, WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. And we're going to ask you to come on about 30 Zoom calls, and we're going to walk you through step by step how to operate your bank account. Make sure you only deposit what you can afford to lose. Imagine if a bank said that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Are you able to lose this money? Put it in our bank. Let's carry on.
Then approximately we divide that by half and multiply by 3. Then that means that total amount of funds invested in this thing was 360 million.
Hey.
And they're all going on about this is going to last for 500 days and proof of reserve is the backup and ensures liquidity and sustainability.
I just want to add something here. They bled through $240,000 in 4 months.
Whoosh.
And no one's lost any money. And they're going to do it again with no advertising budget.
So
dear Liza, there's a hole in my bucket.
We've just realised something here. That if Sam put the 240 million in, we've actually proven, guys, sit down with a piece of paper and work this out. If the vault's got let's say it's got 160, we don't know, it's 160 or less, 160 Bitcoin in there, Bitcoin sells for $30,000 each. How many people could have invested in this in total amount of funds? It's well short of 240 million. So how could anybody or any group of anybody's have possibly withdrawn legitimately 240 million out of the marketing budget? It is absolutely impossible.
Yeah.
and Chavez was watching it, and he was telling people that he was seeing the money go out, and there was no question that anybody didn't withdraw legitimately, because actually nobody in the community knows anything of who withdrew or how much money was in there, right? But Chavez is saying, yeah, how did that money possibly get withdrawn? Because no one could have invested enough to have actually withdrawn enough.
I have been watching some videos where people have shown us that they are withdrawing the money, because remember, the scam isn't just, Chavez and Sam and the corporate. The scammers are actually the multi-level marketers who are taking out money as they go. Rob and I sat in with a Zoom meeting with Kate Longley, Australian lady, and she showed us that she had recruited 42 people in, and she had been taking the money out in real time. So, and a lot of these people that had been doing that have been doing it as they go, because they know it's a Ponzi scheme, they know it's going to fall over, and it's just ridiculous. Now, interesting other thing, while we're talking about stats and figures, Sam Lee's come on here telling you that Hyperverse actually had 2 million investors. Another story I heard, 1.5 million people. Now, the minimum investment was $300. Get your calculator out. That's a $4 billion scam. It's rubbish. Now, Rory, who's going to do this class action lawsuit, alleges that there's only 300,000 people who had invested in Hyperverse. Where do these people get their figures from? Can anybody make up any number they like? Because there's no paper trail. There's no ledger that actually says we've had this many users. And then somebody said to me, a lot of those accounts that were created in Hyperverse were multiple accounts, so they weren't individual people. And I go, yeah, but those accounts didn't get created with no money. In the very minimum, they had to use 50% of USDT to create a new account, because you could use some of your reward money to purchase an account, but the majority of them would have actually had to actually create this account. So it's all hypothetical numbers that if you want to believe it, you can.
The only proof are people's words, because you can't see anything on a piece of paper. You can't verify anything that anybody has ever said on any of these opportunities.
That's right.
And all these lovely keywords they get thrown around. But the key thing is that nobody knows that all of the money was withdrawn. You have to trust somebody, because you guys, even though there's no owner, you guys have got zero proof of anything that anybody says. Now there's talk about this auditing of stuff, but the person who could have run off with the money is seemingly either not there, if it's Sam, or the person who could have run off with the money is the one putting in all of the stuff to get audited. Well, there's a clear conflict of interest, isn't there? I would have thought.
Do like that pose.
You like that?
Isn't
practice
there?
that in front of a mirror, mate.
That was good.
So, but look, there's a whole lot of notes here. I don't want to dwell on any one thing, but just take notes as we go through. And if you've got any comments, and if you think I'm wrong, and I could be, if you think I'm wrong, then you highlight that in the comment section below and tell me and anybody else who's watching this how I'm wrong. Because if it's going...
That there is where every leader, every promoter, every guru, every owner could blow you out of the water, could blow me out of the water by saying how we are wrong.
But you just don't understand how crypto works, Rob.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it is really. I mean, this is like, I mean, I'm not educated, and I don't think I have to be to even talk about this, but this is just doesn't make sense. So how can it just doesn't make sense. It does, I mean, and like these Verse people who have been pushing and promoting this thing. I mean, I've just watched, I mean, I'm getting sick of it like you. I've watched a couple of weeks worth of We Are All Satoshi videos, and I'm trying to sort of come up with I don't know, a video out of it, and I just can't be bothered because it's the same shit, different Sunday.
There's just nothing there.
No.
It's got no substance.
Yeah, and it's like you're all going to know how to mint crypto on your phone. Now, if it was that friggin' simple, wouldn't we have been doing that already? Apple will come out with a new app where you mint tokens of value. Now, this is the point. We're going to mint tokens and NFTs off our phone. The App Store would be loaded with apps you could download, because as soon as, like, you get, I was scanning some documents the other day, and I needed an app to scan documents. You go on there and you search for document scanner, and up come 15 apps plus, probably for my country, where I can download an app to do something. So why isn't there, when you go there and you look for a minting app, there isn't oodles of them? I think they'll get kicked off the Apple Store.
That is a brilliant point, Danny. Yeah. Like that really is a brilliant point. You could create an app or a product or whatever that did some useful thing,
it's
potentially.
It's a game.
But if no one buys it, if no one wants it, or if there's some other thing in the market that is just dominating, you're just wasting your time.
Yeah, but at least they're doing something.
All these crypto schemes that are minting stuff are just minting stuff, but it's like opening up a shop, like in the middle of a desert, and say, I'm going to sell hot coals.
Yeah. We Be Global. They're coming to Christchurch again, would you believe? I reckon they're going to have, they won't come in person.
How's the phone go?
Well, this is the thing. You got one scam company saying they're going to create a platform where you can mint tokens. You've got another scam company saying that they're producing phones that are high-powered phones that enable people to mint. And they're telling people to pre-order their phones that are meant to be coming out any day now, 3-4 months ago.
Yeah.
Or you can buy a computer. And I said to the guy on the phone, who's the Australian guy, I said, I've got $50,000 to invest. How many computers will I get turning up on my doorstep if I buy them? He goes, you don't have to buy the hardware, because we've got cloud-based minting computers that you can invest in. And I go, no, I want the actual hardware in the office, And I've said before, I've got a mate that used to make, generate $8,000 worth of crypto every month. His power bill was $4,000 a month, because it takes a lot of energy to mint crypto. And then the other day, I met him and I said, are you still minting tokens? And he goes, shit, no. I said, there's no money in it now. He said, because he can't afford to pay the $4,000 power bill, because this is when crypto was at its peak. And he said, now the bottom's fallen out of it, it's not worth mining it.
Yeah, well, if you do the maths on this mining and WAAS, and I'm pretty sure it was confirmed in a meeting the other day, it's going to cost $3 to mine one BTCC, which I'm pretty sure is the same as Bitcoin 2.0. I haven't heard anybody say that's wrong. And you can go and buy Bitcoin 2.0 from what I saw for 60 cents.
Oh, it's more fun making your own.
So, yeah, well...
Everyone likes baking.
Yeah, and you're thinking, so essentially somebody's being charged, all those people in WAAS are being charged $3 for a 60-cent product.
You'll get told you don't understand it because...
Well, I bloody mightn't. To be perfectly honest, a lot of this stuff is like, I'm a Spanish speaker listening to French, and that's what I'm saying. If we're wrong and you're putting these videos out and you're creating bad publicity, the people that are going to watch the videos are going to read the comments. So people are more than welcome to go on your videos, stick comments on and prove how Danny is wrong. Like, put the proof in there. Danny, you're wrong because of this and this and this and this and this. Danny falls over, channels beep, and he goes back to being a milkman.
Yeah, actually, you only have to pay for your coins when you harvest them. And it's going to cost you $3 to harvest them, but then you can sell them for $4.17. I watched it on a video. And then somebody said,
who?
I don't know, it doesn't matter.
And why would they pay $4.17 when they buy it on an exchange for 60
cents? There'll be tons of them for sale. You can buy them cheaper than that. And then they said, but then, I've forgotten how it worked. They said, but do you have to put in fresh USDT to pay the $3 harvesting? Yes, he goes, yes. He said, but you're going to be able to sell them for $4 each.
I think I heard that, but
Yeah, and I'm sitting there.
I'm just so bamboozled at the moment. I think, how can that be?
A lady spent 10 minutes trying to get the answer to that question, and he kept on not answering it properly. And I got, great question. And they kept on saying, yeah, but I'll explain it all. I'll explain it all. I'll explain it all.
And this is the thing, guys, that it must be, you do need a lot of courage, I'm sure, if you're on these meetings, to actually ask a lot of these questions, because you're going to meet resistance. You're going to meet stonewalling. You're going to meet being bamboozled with language or stuff, but you owe it to yourself and other people around you to ask these questions. And if you don't get an answer that you like, do not put more money in.
Oh, I put money in. Feed Chavez's family, whoever he is.
To improve the sentiment for this, then it's in your interest, not in mine. So, who is Chavez? Danny DeHeck thinks he knows his last name based on a takedown notice on YouTube, but he can't find him anywhere.
Siddiqui.
We've got comments over there, Danny.
We have. Love. Let's have a go. We're into here. What does it says? Love their Indian. This was a wee while ago. Oh yeah, they've got Mr. Mr. Satoshi.
Yeah, I can't work out that accent.
He's an American Indian sounding Satoshi guy who invented crypto, who invented Bitcoin, who wants to come back onto their platform and help them create their opposition platform. Crypto is a beautiful place.
I'm sure he is using the MLK very slow speaking to gain credibility technique.
Mr. H comes to mind.
Yes.
We have remember the flash words that he used to use? He did an announcement once, and it was just like, I took out all the ands and the ifs and the buts and the days and the thems and the theirs, and I had about 10 of them in a whole paragraph.
There was transparency, democracy.
Yeah. It was a beautiful use of words.
It was all big stuff.
It's like going to ChatGPT and say, write me a sentence that involves lots of crypto terminology. Make sure you don't use any ands, ifs, thens, buts, and don't confuse Danny, who's dyslexic. They did a bloody good job. All right, let's carry on.
In this day and age, anybody who's done anything anywhere would be on LinkedIn. You'd have your own website. You'd have a profile somewhere.
So you can find them anywhere.
No. We did have one of my subscribers send me a picture of his LinkedIn profile, which I'd already seen, and that was a younger version of him. He had a yellowy sort of top on, if you find it, and it looked similar, but we couldn't say it was him. No. And then I tried searching for many different variations of his name. For somebody that alleges that they had their own corporation at the age of 17, somebody who says they provided tech services to Marvel Studios, someone who says they invented AI that everybody in the world uses, that he developed, and also he's had connections with government organisations.
And he's going to pause all that because he wants to deal in a crypto scheme.
He's only 27. I mean, I missed my calling as a 27-year-old, and he's amazing. He's full of shit. But anyway, that way I did the video on him. You'll go there and have a look at my videos, about 5 videos back. You'll see that I believe that he's been abducted by aliens and he's actually entrapped in Dubai, and he's probably part of human trafficking. Now, human trafficking is actually the crime. Something like that.
They're probing him at the moment.
At the moment, there was an article I went through, and they're literally shifting people around the globe. They're going from Cambodia, India, Dubai, and what's the other country? India. Did I say India? India, Cambodia, Dubai, and one other country. They're literally moving, human trafficking people around. And the men in black that I've been talking to are more interested in human trafficking than they are fighting these Ponzi schemes.
Well, mate, to be perfectly honest, human trafficking is people doing something against their will. And if you're involved in these
China
schemes...
China was the other country, yep.
You walked in with your eyes open and your brain...
Yep. Honestly, I've got messages
Closed.
from people from China telling me that they have been enticed to go over there. One lady said I saved her life because I managed to. She did not know who Sam Lee was, and she was about to literally go over there to live in Dubai with him, even though he's a married man. And she's literally said I saved her life. All right, anyway, let's carry on.
Knows who Chavez is, and yet he's got all your money. So that's not why I would put my money in. That's for sure. So one of the really interesting things I find is that when all of these videos get put up from We Are All Satoshi, no one comments. There's almost no comments on them. So nobody's really talking about it. I have no idea why they have daily videos either, because basically nothing ever happens. Now, on here they're talking about we're going to start a journey on September the 5th, which was 8 days ago, for Affiliate Marketing 2.0. Now, affiliate marketing basically means that when they run out of money, there's no way to get any more money in unless you bought a miner, which may bring money into the marketing budget if it exists, and may bring money into the proof of reserve. But the key thing is get other people to come in and buy packages and all this. How could you possibly recommend this to family and friends, or even a person you didn't even like? Everybody was stressing out up until about 9-10 days ago, and some of you are probably stressing out right now, and with good cause, that all the money was gone and nobody knew where it went except withdrawals to people. Like, how could you? If it was set up properly, that couldn't have happened.
Imagine going down the motorway though at 400 million miles an hour, and knowing that the car is chewing up a ton of petrol, and then waiting until it got to zero to tell everyone that's travelling in the same vehicle, we have no petrol left.
Yeah.
That's exactly what's happened, no?
It's absolutely nuts.
Yeah, and then blame it on the people on the bus.
Yeah, and of course, as we did those maths before,
Yeah.
how could anyone have legitimately withdrawn $240 million when we know, based on the proof of reserve, that there could never have been, in fact, based on the proof of reserve, the maximum amount of money, roughly, that could have come into the scheme would have been, in the marketing budget, would have been like 11 million. Nowhere near 240. So, and if Chavez is saying, I was so tempted to go into an Indian accent then, that would have been completely inappropriate.
Oh, don't be like that.
Pulled myself back. But Chavez has said, I saw the money go out. You know, I was watching the money go out. And you go,
pull the plug.
Where? Where did that money come from in the first place? If there's 240 million in the marketing budget, how come there's not over 100 million Bitcoin in the Vault of Reserve? Ask that, for crying out loud.
And I want to know why they needed to start up another vault if the money's not lost in the first vault.
Because the other vault is, I think, to do with mining, isn't it? The other vault is something. Yeah, well, there's no reason to start up another vault because like 30% of your total assets are 30% of your total assets. It doesn't really matter where you.
Now imagine if
they came from.
You're a bank though, and all the bankers have been putting your money in a vault, and you go to the bank and you can see it there, and then all of a sudden they say, "Oh, we're not using that vault anymore. That's been locked."
Yeah,
we're going to start up a new one over here. No, that's safe. Your money's safe. You can't see it, but it's in there. Can't we just have a wee look?
How does 30% of your total money coming in safeguard you and help to pay back the other 70%?
Because
and the rewards on top.
It's simple, mate, because they're banking on crypto. This is the big thing we haven't talked about, actually, which you might bring up in a minute, Rob, in your video, is that they believe that crypto, Bitcoin, is going to be worth $100,000 in 500 days. So they've now got about 380 days to go, but crypto is actually going backwards, not up. And if that happens, then people are going to get their money back. But that's the if. When they say no one's lost their money, they are banking on that actually happening. And in the meantime, it hasn't happened. In fact, somebody from the inside sent me a message saying that they were instructed to start up a YouTube channel called 600 Days. And then Sam told them to do it, and Chavez told them not to do it. And then I got a message saying that's what I got asked to do. Now, that's ridiculous. So that means that if it gets to 100 days to go and crypto is still worth nothing, they've got a backup plan to extend it to 600 days, 700 days.
Ladies and gentlemen,
here we go.
Breaking news flash. When I did my first video, which I'm not too sure how long ago that was, but when I did my first video, Bitcoin was 30,000 US.
Woo!
30,000. Ladies and gentlemen, as of tonight,
it might not work.
I think it'll work.
Okay.
Oh, mate, hold on.
Twist it.
As of tonight.
Twist it. Oh, there it is.
Oh, almost got it. Where are we? It is 26,533.
Right.
It has dropped more than 10% in the last, well, however long since I did my video. And if you have a look there,
just tell them, Rob, it's going to be more impact.
The highest it's been was around about July, where it reached probably about 31,000 US, and today it's at 26.5.
Boom. But if
it's heading down.
The more you've got, the more you've lost.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. All right, let's carry on.
But it can't be set up properly because all of these look very much like Ponzi schemes.
Yeah.
And that's why the new money has to come in for any earlier investor to get anything out. Chavez was saying over and over and over and over and over, you have not lost any money. You have not lost any money. Well, prove that you've lost no money. If you can't take any money out, if you went to the bank and they said, we don't have any money for you, well, basically you have lost your money. That's what happened back in the Depression times when everybody made a run on the banks because everybody lost confidence. If you can't get money out, your money's gone. Like that proof of reserve, nobody even knows that it even exists. And there's a big point that I'm going to come to on that later on, so stay tuned. But affiliate marketing is basically saying rope other people in to get as stressed out as we were and we have been just because it's going to make us some money. But who else is it going to make money? Because Chavez has apparently automatically become the tech guy. Did he sign a contract there? Have you given him the right to be tech guy? How can somebody walk in without permission from anybody and just take over as the tech guy and then change the entire system, which is what he's done. He's talked about he's made a lot of changes, and even today he was talking about he's going to make more changes. So who gave him that mandate? One of the comments that I had to laugh at is Chavez says Sam needs a rest. And Sam needs to stay away. So that's on one of the videos. I thought it was fantastic because the day before, the week before, and the weeks before, Sam was like the next thing. He's the best thing since sliced bread.
You know, his ex-girlfriend in China sent me all the information on Sam since 2019. Now, Sam actually has talked to governments. He actually has a lot of the things he said, how he was an advisor that I used to boo him. I've actually got, she gave me a whole lot of information where I can actually see he's actually quite, he was a leader in advising government organizations in China. He was on stages, being an advisor. And I think that's amazing. And now, it's quite sad really because he's actually thrown his life away. And he's got involved with the blockchain global, managed to get that on the Australian share market, and then all of a sudden disappear for 8 months in hiding. Brian Jew still disappeared. So it's just a waste of a talent. He could have actually been somebody amazing.
It is Yeah, I actually concur. I think, like when you were watching him on those recordings when he was in, is it Blockchain Global?
Yep.
Yeah, that he's been interviewed by news agencies, which doesn't necessarily infer credibility or anything in and of itself. Like I've been on TV a few times. But he looked knowledgeable. He presented himself really well.
Yep.
He was sober.
Especially in this, especially in this industry.
Yeah, and
he didn't have any white stuff on when he was doing it.
It is quite amazing.
Do you want to do a line? Do a line, Rob?
Yeah,
that's right.
It is quite amazing that people would go down this track.
Yeah, actually, I must admit, Garrett was the only person that said that Sam had been doing cocaine. So I don't know if that's feasible since Garrett has now come out with
I don't think I'd want to be doing drugs in Dubai. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Anyway, that's good. No, that's good. I think that's a valid point. Let's carry on. Where did we got it there? So Sam was credible, theoretically.
Well, we don't know whether he was credible or not, and we're only speculating anyway. But the key thing is, it's quite sad to watch anybody crash and burn. And I think there's so many people that give people the benefit of the doubt that get involved in these schemes because they just want to see the best in everybody. Like a lot of them are religious, and that's their upbringing, like always look on the bright side of life.
Always look on the bright side of life.
Now Sam is tired and Sam needs to stay away. How can you go to hero to zero like that? It's not like Sam did anything that nobody expected him to do. So he said here, or someone said, that in this industry, trust and emotion, it's all about trust and emotion. No business is about trust and emotion. Trust, the support of customers, obviously that's a good thing, but that's based on the product and service that people get and whether they like it and whether it's going to be delivered on time. What have you got here that's ever been delivered on time? What can you totally trust? And this emotion thing, this emotion is like Ponzi schemes run on emotion. Ponzi schemes run on trust. That guy, Charles Ponzi, everybody trusted that he would invest people's money. Excuse me.
You were in the first.
I had a terrible cough.
I know you coughed about in the original one that you put out that was wrong. You coughed about 4 times.
I know. I had a tickle in my throat and it was killing me.
And I thought, wow, Rob's trying a new approach to do these. He's doing like a live video. It was quite good. But anyway, you've got to edit one cough out.
And
Bernie Madoff, everybody trusted that he would. You could put your money in and he would invest it. He'd get regular, I think it was 18 to 20% per annum returns, outperformed the market all the time. Nobody questioned it. They should have questioned it because no one else on the planet could deliver things like that.
He actually made it scarce for people that wanted to invest. He would avoid people that wanted to invest and you'd only take selected clients in near the end. Have you watched it?
Yeah. Like he was, like that's actually a sad story as well because I think part of the reason why he turned it into a Ponzi scheme is that he felt so much pressure to perform, and so he created the illusion of performance. But the thing is that he was outperforming the market at 18 to 20%, which in crypto parlance is like...
we've gone from 10x, haven't we?
1.18 to 1.2x. And then you go into crypto and they're talking 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x and all this kind of stuff. And you think it's ridiculous. Like even the biggest hedge funds in the world, if they can get around 15 to 18%, they're immensely happy.
Yeah.
you know, because they know that to go beyond that or try to go beyond that, your risk levels are astronomical.
And this isn't in what they call a bull market. This is in the crypto winter.
You are basically in a recession, and there's nothing here that says, like you're not creating a product, you're not creating a service. So basically, there's no legitimate turnover that you can create. You can bring in turnover by selling the scheme, but people aren't getting anything for it other than the opportunity to sell the scheme to other people, which is, as we know, a Ponzi scheme. That's a pyramid scheme. That's a Ponzi scheme.
You can buy miners.
You can buy miners, but realistically, you could buy, go and mine any crypto currency at all, but the evidence is there. The only ones that have taken off are the top ones, and anything else is just luck.
This is a good example of a miner. This is the battery for the camera that I'm using at the moment. See? Battery. Now, if you wanted to put this in your vehicle and drive it down the road, you're not going to last long. I don't even think it will turn on the ignition. So this is what they're claiming they're going to do. They're going to mint tokens on your cell phone and on your laptops that is going to produce, this is what you're going to be mining, batteries this size. But if you want to get down and dirty and power earth moving equipment, you need the big shit. I just love saying that.
You need something that other people want.
Diamonds.
Well, that's what, like people got into Bitcoin because they thought Bitcoin is the cryptocurrency that is going to become the universal standard that people can use in any country in the world online. It's going to be cheap. It's going to be fast. Bitcoin has not proven to do that. That's why it's gone down. It hasn't totally collapsed because probably there's too many institutional investors in there with too much money to lose. So they're kind of staying in there hoping things turn and hoping that Bitcoin takes off. But even Elon Musk said there's too many problems with Bitcoin. It can't achieve what it was set out to do. There's too many problems. Maybe they'll get solved. But if Bitcoin does become the international currency, everything else dies. Everything. Because there's not going to be two, in my opinion.
Yeah. The funny one too is half the people that have been promoting these Ponzi schemes that I've been watching have been involved in K-bars or carrot bars. And that was a cryptocurrency that was backed by gold. And then I hear of other Ponzi schemes that claim they're backed by gold. And it's kind of like, oh my God, every flavor that you hear them coming out to scam people, somebody else has already tried it or used it. I mean, there's even one there called Seven Metals, and I was trying to show that as a Ponzi scheme. They pay out multi-level marketers commissions for selling and convincing people to buy real gold and real silver. And now what they've done is they've made these gold coins and these silver coins collectibles, and they're telling people that because these are collectible, the perceived value of this coin that might be purchased for $1,000 could be worth $4,000 because it's got some collectible stamp on it, blah blah blah, and that's where they're saying the value comes from, and it's just crazy. So every Tom, Dick, and Harry, every Ponzi scheme out there will come up with a new angle, and I watched one Ponzi scheme adopt another Ponzi scheme's ideal. I can't even think of the word, but their philosophy,
ideology.
Yep. They copy one idea from the other, and it's just ridiculous. Back to Rob.
In this crypto scheme, when they talk about 3x, 4x, 5x, anything like that, that's 300% per annum. That's 15 times over and above Bernie Madoff, and he was a Ponzi scheme. How could any of this be legitimate, guys? Like, are you greedy and stupid? Like, seriously, the question has to be asked. Point to one other scheme.
Again,
put it in the comment section below. Point to one other crypto scheme where people have made that money. And we're not talking about Bitcoin or Ethereum, where people just invested in it And because heaps of people invested in it, the price rose and rose and rose as people attributed more value to it. That's legitimate trading. But all this other stuff where you rope people in and you guarantee 3x, Bitcoin doesn't do that. Bitcoin goes up and down like a yo-yo, and if you hop in low and ride it up, you make money. But if you hop in high and ride it down, you lose money. You don't go and rope people in and say, hey, I'm going to guarantee you money. Really? How are you going to do that? Well, it's all about trust and emotion. It just does not work, ladies and gentlemen. It's nonsense. So what else we got here? And it says that Chavez says that he's taken responsibility, but who gave him the responsibility? You just can't walk into a business and say, oh, there's no one here, I'm going to take over and get 2% of all turnover. Like, that just does not work. And he's talking about that the model was strong enough, but it fell over in just 1/5 of the time that it was supposed to. And it fell over when people were doing supposedly legitimate withdrawals. Like, there's no talk here about anything untoward happening, which is quite crazy. Because if there were $240 million in that marketing budget, quite a misnomer that is. But if there were, who took it out? How do you know that people took it out?
How did they take it out so quickly?
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, and no one has the right to take out more than they were owed.
Yeah.
So if they were owed it, then somebody must have got the maths wrong.
Yeah.
Who had the right to take it out? Chavez has been really quiet on that. I haven't heard anything anyway. Chavez, if you're out there, I'm wrong, point it out in the comments, please. I'd love to hear from you.
If you want his phone number, his email address, let me know. I do know that.
Chavez@gmail.com.
I didn't look that closely at the spelling, but it could be.
It could be Chavez.sadiki@gmail.com.
You can do what you do with Sam. You can ring up Sam every time you like, but he just doesn't answer. Hey, Themi boy.
There's been a lot of talk about the credibility of Chavez, and he's talking about that he created a company or something when he's 17 or 18, and he's worked for governments, and he can't say because of some non-disclosure agreement or something like that, NDA for short. Why? Why is it that everybody who gets into a crypto scheme has an NDA slapped on them?
It's in the scammer book, mate. It's in the scammer book. Everyone's got the scammer.
It's in the manual, the scammer manual.
Like, oh, yeah. Just say this. If you get tricky, say NDA.
Oh, NDA, mate.
Whereabouts are you from?
I'd like to tall you, but, I like going NDA.
NDA.
Yeah, mate.
NDA.
Somewhere.
You didn't take that one
going out later for a beer. Oh, sorry, can't do it, mate.
NDA.
Excuse me.
If
if that's true, surely you can give better hints than very vague stuff. Like, what country do you come from? What city were you born in? Can you have some, like, where are you now? Are you in Dubai? Where are you? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was trapped in Dubai, but then somebody said, well, how do you know he's in Dubai? And I thought, well, he was in Dubai for the Satoshi round table, We Are All Satoshi. But somebody told me it's not round, it's a square table. But I saw a round table, so I don't know, but he was there. So he's overflown home.
If anything happened, like, and in a lot of these schemes, a lot of things have happened, and like you've wanted to reach out to somebody or like throttle somebody, you got no idea where to go.
Yeah, and if Chavez has an unfortunate accident like Sam might, who's going to get the keys?
Exactly.
And he's got them in the vault.
Exactly. All right. And that assumes that any one person would have had them in the first place.
I'm thinking a money heist.
Yeah, I know. It's just inconceivable, absolute fact if it's crypto. Like for anything else.
I think the more unbelievable, inconceivable it is, the more people seem to want to believe it. That's probably why they go after people with religious upbringings.
They probably. I think part of why Sam Lee was on all those videos is he thought it really doesn't matter what you say because people just want to believe you so much that you could say anything.
I did a video about this guy, Alice Mayberry.
Ellis. Who
is Alice?
is Ellis?
Anyway, I got an email from a policeman. He's telling me that he wants me to provide anyone else known anymore who's been scammed by him because they are going to take action against him. I thought it was bloody brilliant. So, thank you for my new subscriber, Mr. Bob. But my point of that exercise is if you have any information about anything, it's like giving me another piece of my jigsaw puzzle. I was quite pleasantly surprised when someone in a uniform contacted me for more information if I had it. And he also told me that he is actively investigating one of the people that have been on these videos of mine. I was quite pleased. I got proof of that too.
Cool.
I know, don't share that.
If you want people to trust you, then be like Sam showed his passport, and I don't necessarily suggest you do something like that, but you could, and it could have your real name on. We don't have to see the passport.
I did that though. I changed the numbers on the passport and they were plastered all over the internet. And everyone goes, "Oh, you shouldn't be putting this private stuff on the internet." And I go, "Well, people who lost all their money privately, didn't they?"
Well, if he showed people, then.
Whew. Anyway, if you want his passport, let me know. And it's the 9 and the 8 are around the other way.
Do you know they don't stamp passports anymore?
Yeah. I went into Europe and they wouldn't. When I went to Germany, I went from Japan to Germany, and they wouldn't stamp my passport. And I said, "I want a stamp." And they go, "We don't need to." And I said, "But I want the stamp because I'm collecting them on my passport."
It's not all about you.
Yeah. So he gave me the stamp and went, "Ugh." And then when I left UK. I left from what do they call that place? Greece. And they said they couldn't find my stamp in my passport.
Nah.
They wanted to see if I'd overstayed my 3-month visit.
Oh, classic.
And I thought, well, it's there. They finally found it, and I was all good. But I thought that was interesting. But yeah, anyway, I want a stamp when I go there.
Passport number or anything like that, but maybe an expiration date, and your photos are, it all matches up, and we think, yeah, that looks like Chavez. There's so many people being asked to vest. Yeah, you need to have some real confidence, and that comes from some kind of proof and credibility. There's a 5% referral fee, right? So that's encouraging people. Hey, honey, come over here.
Hold it. Where does that come in then?
I don't know, but I heard that the other day.
Yeah, but I mean, so that's another 5% on the. Out of the marketing budget. She told us that.
I couldn't even tell you what that was for. It's possibly if you encourage somebody in to buy a miner.
I think you had 3 levels, and you do get something like that. Interesting enough, that lady, Kate Morris, whatever her name is, Kate Longley. I've been ringing up Carl Miller every day. He doesn't want to talk to me. But anyway, they haven't done any videos for 3 weeks. How do they feel after promoting it to everyone? And then all of a sudden they've stopped doing all their videos that they were doing on a Wednesday and a Monday night. Now all of a sudden they've got no videos. They've gone quiet. And here they have been promoting these Ponzi schemes to all their friends and family. And now they've just, over that, they're not putting them online because they don't want the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger to make fun of their stupid videos, you idiots.
Invest all your money. Yeah, I freaked out a week and a half ago. I thought I'd lost all mine, but he reckons it's safe. So come on, invest some more. I hate it. I haven't got many friends as it is. I'd have a whole lot less if I started doing any of this stuff. Now, this proof reserve thing, 30%. Now I want you to just do some maths here.
I've got an itchy nose lately.
I was just going to say, stop touching your nose.
I know. I'm thinking I'm doing it again.
Yeah. Well, when the first video, I think you actually went for a bit of a hair grab.
No. Oh my God, I do those before, but not.
But yeah, that's what I mean. You put the video on, and I saw you grabbing the hair. And it was like,
If for every dollar you invest, 30 cents went into a proof reserve, and that proof reserve went and bought Bitcoin. Supposedly buying Bitcoin, according to one person in Australia, supposedly buying Bitcoin at discounted rate. Now, Sam was the one who was supposedly buying Bitcoin. Well, he's not here anymore. So does that mean, excuse me,
3 coughs.
Does that mean that there's no discounted Bitcoin purchases anymore.
That's right.
Are you still buying Bitcoin? So
no, Chavis told us that he bought all the Bitcoin. That was his job.
Yeah, well, wasn't it Kate who said that Sam, because he's a billionaire, knows ways to get it?
So,
don't you remember
that?
But
I think Chavis would have probably built up friendships with the people who's buying the discounted Bitcoin with.
You could just see Chavez now.
Yeah.
He'd have his little satchel.
Like Star Wars.
And he'd be walking along like this.
Yeah.
All right, and go knock, knock, knock on the Bitcoin shop. Walk in there, with the attaché case.
Yeah.
Hand out all of his USDT.
And plugging it into the blockchain.
Yeah, and saying, I would like 50 Bitcoin, please.
Mm.
and then taking the Bitcoin and putting it back into the suitcase.
Yeah, and then they would have said, there's been a slight drop. So we can give you another bit of Bitcoin today.
I'm sorry, it's gone up. We can only give you 29 today, not 30.
That's right. And they were saying, how is Sam? And he'd say, oh, he's fine. He's fine.
Yes. Is he recovering?
Yes, he needs some sleep. We're actually trying to get him off the internet at the moment, but he keeps coming back on stupid videos. Go see Danny's short videos and do some hooting and laughing.
That's an interesting thing. But if only 30% is going into being invested into Bitcoin, how is that proof of reserve? Like, how does that guarantee the other 70 cents in the dollar? Surely all it means is that 30% of what you're investing is going into Bitcoin. And why would Bitcoin go over 100K? Like, there's so much talk about this.
Because they're halving it.
Oh, when it gets to 21 million.
Well, they have to halve it.
I don't know that they can halve it.
They just get halve it.
But each Bitcoin has got its own individual address, hasn't it?
Well, they have to halve it.
How do you halve that?
Well, the next round of Bitcoin has been halved because it takes too much processing power. I'm making this up, by the way. I don't know if it's true. But I mean, if you didn't know that, you would have listened to that and gone, hey, Danny knows his shit. Yeah, and I know nothing. Nothing about Bitcoin.
Yeah, mate. You know your chocolates.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like ones with raisins in them.
Why would it do that? If it would...
Because Sam said it's going to.
So it must be true.
Would do that. Why aren't you going and investing straight into Bitcoin?
Oh my God! Never thought of doing that.
That would be the most legit thing, wouldn't it?
Well, that's a great insider.
Forget about all the schemes. Just go and buy some Bitcoin, wake up each day and hope it's gone up.
Is this insider trading?
If it hasn't gone up, all right, you're right, you don't cash in. You just wait, sit on it.
That's a great idea.
You only lose.
Why not just do that? Why go into a crypto potentially Ponzi scheme with high risk, giving your money to people that you don't know, when you can actually go to a legitimate exchange and buy or invest in Bitcoin yourself? Why would you do that? So they keep on talking about the model was strong enough, but it fell over. So I just do not get this. I got so many notes here, but I wrote them down so long ago, I'm actually struggling to work out what they were. This idea of top-ups, I don't actually get that. But what I do get, at least I think I get this. So it seems to be that there's big talk now about mining and Bitcoin 2.0. Well, I went online, and I'm just going to do that right now to actually have a look at the trading price of Bitcoin 2.0. So we're going to do this live. This is September 13.
I didn't know that it's out yet.
Yeah.
2.0 price.
So this isn't from We Are Satoshi. They haven't started this, have they? This is just...
No, it's already started.
And it's somebody else has started it.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to get in on creating it.
It just doesn't make any sense.
And you said 62 cents.
That's why I thought it was 60 cents. And it says, look, the live Bitcoin 2.0 price today is 45.4 cents.
No, it's not. It's half of a cent, mate. Oh, no, it's not. You're right, I think.
No, you're right. No, hold on.
No, it's half a cent.
What the hell?
What the hell? What the heck? Hey, I'm going to put this on my podcast, this recording as well, because I haven't used my podcast. I haven't done a podcast for a while.
Well, now I'm confused because that says, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because it's 0.045. Because I'm used to looking at Stephen McCullough's crypto coins, and they're all 0.00000000000. Have I seen enough zeros yet?
Okay, so if you go on Coinbase.
So if you wanted some insider trading, let's just say that we are wrong. We don't know what the hell we're talking about. Instead of minting your own coins for $3 each on your cell phone that's going to take 400 billion years, even though their blockchains are the fastest in the world, and they've got their own blockchain, which means it's not connected to the real crypto world, and if they do that, and you do make enough of these crypto coins, and you need to sell them so that people distribute them so they start to see the value of having these stupid tokens, got all that, then just go buy them on the open market today for half a cent each, and they'll be worth $4 each, theoretically.
Okay, well, this is actually
right?
really fascinating.
Oh.
Because in the last month, Bitcoin 2.0 at its peak was about 60 somewhere. I can't find it. But today, it's at 43 cents US.
Oh, so it is 43.
Yeah. So I thought it was at 60 cents at some time. I think when I did that video.
Was that New Zealand dollars?
Well, it could have been. Maybe I got confused. I'm not too sure. But either way, right now it's 43 cents US.
Oh, so even I got it.
And it's costing them $3 to mine it.
Well, why would you do that?
Why would you?
Well, even I got that wrong.
Why are you?
So it's not worth it's not worth half a cent each. It's worth 43 cents each.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what that other site was saying.
You can see how technical we are.
Yeah, it says the price of Bitcoin 2 has fallen by 10.15% in the past 7 days. The price declined by 8.15% in the last 24 hours. In just the past hour, the price has gone down in the last hour by 3.7%.
But that Chavez's 2% is going to look pretty useless, isn't it?
Well, it just makes no sense.
Can you tell me the trading volume? Because that's always interesting. How much volume?
Trading volume. Circulation supply is 18 million.
Mm-hmm. And real Bitcoin's 21 million, isn't it?
The market cap is only $7.7 million, which basically means if you owned all the Bitcoin in the world, it would only add up to
Bitcoin
7.7 Bitcoin 2.0, yes.
Right.
Volume is really low.
$1,200 in the last 24 hours.
$1,200, yeah. Like, no one wants it.
This is like toilet paper printing.
It's nonsense.
This isn't even 4-ply. This is 1-ply toilet paper. Right, let's carry on. Listen to you. You keep fascinating.
This is supposedly what they're mining. Bitcoin, if I can find this, is 48 cents US, according to CoinMarketCap. So I'm assuming that's as reliable as anything else. Well, there's one down here. No, that's still CoinMarketCap. And that's saying that Bitcoin 2 is actually 60 cents. So where's this? This is September. Well, there's been a lot of trading in it. A few days ago on September the 12th, it was 46 cents. And today it's trading at 61 cents US. From what I heard, according to Chavez and I think Mr. Satoshi, why would you not show your face? That to mine a Bitcoin 2 through We Are All Satoshi costs $3. That was the equation that I worked out. So you're actually paying 5 times more than the market rate. So Chavez or whoever could be going and buying Bitcoin 2 and pocketing $2.40 US on every Bitcoin 2 that is mined.
I did hear something interesting the other day, and I don't follow how this, and it's all complicated for everyone. Even the people in the Zoom meetings, which are meant to be the leaders, I find it complicated. And they were basically saying that to pay the gas fees, they would use their own token to pay the gas fees because the gas fees are all associated to their own blockchain.
Yes, except Except their own token isn't worth anything.
In-house, it's worth something.
Well, in-house, there may be people in-house who have faith in it and want to invest it, want more WAAS tokens. That's what we're talking about, isn't it?
I love WAAS tokens.
Yeah, but you can't spend them. I guess you could burn them in a way to pay the gas fees, but you're not actually using real money to pay a real expense, are you?
Well, the way they explain it, they really want people to sell these tokens because then they become valuable and distributed.
If someone buys them.
Oh, everyone's going to buy them, Rob. Haven't you seen the queues of people queued up outside the was here, was not here? Friggin' circus.
Now you see it, now it's gone.
Oh, I was there
was
and
here.
it was there. Was.
Yeah.
All right.
Or basically, what's that? About 80%.
How much more
Now,
do you want to go?
if I've got my maths wrong, feel free to put that down in the comments
7 more minutes. Let's listen.
below, because a lot of this I struggle to understand. I'm sure you do too.
Just for the record, I've destroyed your 31-minute video and made it a 2-hour video.
Oh, mate.
Is BTCC the same as Bitcoin 2.0? Because they seem to have been talking about it interchangeably as if it's the same thing. I don't know. I googled Bitcoin code, BTCC, couldn't make head or tail of it. And if I can't, can you? And if you can, that's great. Please tell the world by putting a comment in the section below. And if you can't, what are you doing investing in it? Oh, honestly. So we come down. Oh, there's all this talk about love and compassion. Oh my goodness. And then there's yeah, and this is another like hole in the story. That until recently, and I think they've changed it now, but I'm not too sure. If you were still joining We Are All Satoshi, you had to go through Stable Deo. So you had to have all of your KYC or know your customer details put into Stable Deo. Stable Deo is Sam Lee's baby. Why would anybody put their information into there? And if it was going into there, why would Sam give it back to We Are All Satoshi when everybody's running him down and he's basically been kicked out? So that doesn't make any sense at all.
It does, actually. Because when God created the heavens and then Satan, which is Sam, created the hell. And then when people were naughty, God and Satan get together and they discuss where they're going to go. Exactly the same.
Makes complete sense, mate.
Yeah.
Makes almost as much sense as why you'd buy a Bitcoin 2.0 at $3 when you could get it at 40 odd cents.
Explain that one for me, because I can't explain it at all. Another one, when you go online, you hear a lot of tricky questions. There was that reverend who came up who basically said that he wants his money back. And, of course, he got shut down, and I think he left the call, and we haven't seen him since. And I think he's quite courageous. He's one of the few people who's actually called a spade and said, hey, there's a problem here. There's a problem here. This doesn't seem to stack up for me. So, you know.
He said it was okay for him to lose his shirt off his back, but he's not going to tell other people to lose their shirt and his back from his advice. And he said there's a sister in his congregation that can't pay her bills. What am I going to tell her? Okay.
And that's it. Like it's real people, it's real money. And a lot of people are just conveniently overlooking how much people are getting hurt here.
So what is going on? Now, one of the things that I want to talk about here is that there is a, Board of Trustees, I think. Have you noticed how there's big talk about having a democratic...
Good hand gestures there,
You
Rob.
like it?
Thank you very
expressive.
much.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good.
system and seeking consensus so that the community have a...
And good left to right movement, like swimming, breaststroke.
Using the whole stage.
You are, yeah.
have a say, and they're involved in the decision making. But they're not involved.
facial. Look at that. The old finger one. This is great. We've done lots of speaker training over the years, and this stuff is just gold, brothers and sisters. Look at that pose.
Bold from what?
And he's even looking at himself in the camera lens. I'll do the same.
I'm looking right at you.
In deciding who their board of trustees are. It seems to be that Chavez has handpicked the board of trustees who are providing oversight to him and are working with him to come up with all of the decisions. Isn't that a conflict of interest? Like, I would have seen that as a conflict of interest. I don't know how you could run elections to determine who gets on the board of trustees, so I'm not saying that would be an easy thing to do.
Waving the pen.
But doesn't it seem odd that the person who's controlling the purse strings, who just walked in and the purse was there and picked it up, is now controlling the board of trustees who's providing the oversight? Now, Chavez, if that was the only practical way to do it, please let us know in the comments. If there was another way to do it, then surely there must have been another way to do it to get better oversight than that. I don't know. But any of these questions, you've got to ask and find out what the answers are. They're talking about mining BTC code every 10 minutes. You're making money every 10 minutes. It's just true, is it?
You imagine that. Every 10 minutes you're going to make money.
Yeah, mate. All right, go and spend
well,
it.
Actually,
got some more.
Hold it. I'm making crypto. I'll just convert my 0.0000 crypto into a half a cent.
Hi, Danny. Can I borrow $100? And you go, you can in 9 minutes, 59 seconds.
I'm just going to,
Really believe that?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what happens when the mining does start. But as I said, aren't you mining stuff that you could buy for 20% of the price?
Oh, Rob, you're using logic.
I just don't get it.
I know.
Chavez said that he's a CEO. Well, CEO basically means that you're the number one employee of a business. Is there a business here? Is there a company? I thought there was talk the other day that there was going to be a company formed. Does that mean that there's no company at the moment, or there's an old company? So when there is...
He's going to come up with a new name for it yet.
Yeah, they're going to rebrand it. Did you hear that?
Well, they do that from, what did they start off with? Hypertech, hyper capital, hyper fund, hyperverse, hyper nation, hyper planet, hyper bond, hyper NFT, hyper cosmos. Have I forgotten any?
Do you remember when they changed the name of Coca-Cola?
Oh, you don't need to change the name of Coca-Cola because it's Coca-Cola.
Do you remember when they changed the name of Microsoft?
Coke. Oh, well, yeah, they called it Microsoft.
Do you remember when they changed the name of Apple?
What, to Pears?
Yeah.
No, they don't need to. Yeah, and why do you change the name for?
Yeah, a good point.
Yeah, it's a simple question.
Good point. Why do you change the name? You, if you're a sinner, you'd say you change the name so that any bad publicity doesn't come with you.
I did a wee survey what we should change the name of We Are All Satoshi to, and I come up with one myself called We Are All Suckers.
Yeah.
Somebody said we're all stupid.
Yeah.
Well, because we had to keep the same initials because Chavez has got a tattoo. WAAS.
The company, then that company has shareholders who own the company.
You know what it's going to be in a few weeks. We're all after Chavez.
We're all after Sam?
If we're all after Sam. He's at school now. We're all after Sam. We're all after
Sam's
Chavez.
Scam Lee. We're all scammed. We are all scammed.
Who owned it at the start? What company owned it at the start? And who is going to give all of their shareholding over for nothing to this new company? Like, just Chavez, if you really want trust here, write this down and explain what it was like beforehand and what it's going to be like now, and who made the decisions, who made the choices from, at the beginning to who's going to make the choices now. Just follow the timeline through. Because I'm completely and utterly lost. And if I'm lost, I'm sure most other people are as well. What else we got here? Man, there's been a lot of talk about a lot of people that have lost a lot of money on a lot of schemes, and I've yet to hear anybody who, other than through affiliate marketing, aka Ponzi schemes, pyramid schemes, multi-level marketing, basically having new people lose money. I haven't heard of anybody who's legitimately made any money. So maybe I'm just completely pig ignorant. If I am, show me the error of my ways, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot more I could say, but I think I've covered the main points. But how many people were involved to get that 240 million? How come that 240 million figure didn't seem to increase with new people coming on board, buying new packages? How come it ran out? Does that mean that there was nobody coming on board? Does that mean that everybody lost confidence and took their money out? It all looks and says to me, stay away, stay away. Stay away. So that is why I would not be investing in We Are All Satoshi. Chavez, there's an opportunity here to clear it up for me and a lot of other people. It convinced me I'll be a one supporter. But I'm really intrigued about where the money came from, where it's gone. I'm intrigued.
Definitely would like some clarity where that 240 million or 260 million, I think it was.
Where did it come from? Yeah. Where did it go to?
Yeah, somebody who knows the answer to what they told people, because it was in the marketing budget, the mysterious marketing budget, which obviously was propping up the Ponzi scheme and then obviously bleeding like a bitch, really, wasn't it?
Supposedly.
Yeah, which I don't believe is there. Ponzi schemes rely on money.
Hard to imagine it was ever there.
Yeah.
Where the money's going to be generated from. I'm intrigued about why you can buy Bitcoin for 60 cents US, but it costs $3 to mine. Did I get that wrong? I'm intrigued about how the Board of Trustees was seemingly undemocratically selected. No slight on you or anybody else. I don't know any of you from a bar or so. I'm intrigued about how you walked into the company and just picked up the 2%, picked up the CEO title, picked up the ability to move from one company to the next. Who else was involved in the background? It's so intriguing. You could watch movies that aren't as exciting as this. Until next time, if there is a next time, bye for now. Happy investing, and I hope it all works out for you. But they won't be getting my money. Bye for now.
Well done, Rob. That was a brilliant video, mate. Now, if you aren't familiar with Rob and I, we've been Rob's a stutterer. I'm dyslexic. We both have a burning desire to be public speakers. We've done a lot of training over the years, and we're both having a go at being YouTubers. That was a really good video. And if you want to watch that video in its full entirety without us talking over Rob's video, you can find it on my community area of my website, and it's about 31 minutes long. We've managed to make that 31-minute long video a 2-hour and 13-minute long video, which I think is pretty good. It is literally 11 minutes to 2 in the morning on a Saturday morning. I think we've done pretty good. Rob, any words that you would like to say about your video that we missed?
Look, the only thing that I sincerely would love is for people who think that we are totally mistaken to go into those comments and let rip.
Yep.
Yeah, just go through every point that they think we're wrong on. Show us the error of our ways so that we can be entertained. I am betting money no one is going to do it.
It's an interesting point, though, because it really is. It's like people think that we're pig-headed and we're stubborn and there's a big battle between we're having an argument, but we're actually trying to discover how this could be a legitimate opportunity. And the people that are throwing shit at us are saying that we're just doing this because we're trying to build a YouTube channel, or we've got a hidden agenda. And I'm just trying to help people from losing their money, because I literally every day I get contacted by many people telling me they've lost money because they thought this too good to be true opportunity was real, and they could literally make money out of nothing. And this is because everyone wants a passive income, but really, you got to put your money into a platform that's ran by people that don't even tell you their full names. They obviously leave the keys to a vault with millions of dollars open for somebody else to just walk in and take over. The people, the board of directors or the people behind it theoretically don't or do exist. You don't really know. They don't have any legitimate companies. They don't have anything that's legitimate about them. And they're all building the success of this company on a hope that Bitcoin is going to reach to be over $100,000 in what's left of probably 380 odd days, which is just ridiculous. And as Rob said, why don't people just go and buy Bitcoin rather than introducing these middlemen that can't be trusted? They've already lost $240 million, allegedly, that Sam put in to prop it up, and now they're going to run the vehicle that continues after all this destruction they've caused on nothing. And they're going to be mining and minting cryptos on your phone and your computers. It sounds like some Disneyland show.
How could you have any confidence in an opportunity or a business that did cold 240 million, and you're going, hey, we're fine because we've got 130 or 160, whatever it is, Bitcoin left, which adds up to approximately $4.8 million. And you squandered 240 million and you go, we're fine, everybody hasn't lost their money.
That's 60 million a month that they are burning.
Mind-boggling.
Yeah, and we don't. Just remember, we don't believe there's 200. We don't believe the monies that they're talking. This is what they've told people. Anyway, that's another video, and that's good night from me and good night from him.
I just find it fascinating.
Fascinating, it is. And I'm struggling for my next video. I'm going to do. There's a lady called Summer, and that's my next video. And I'm going to name and shame her because that is my mission.
Spring into her?
Somersault. No?
Going to take Summer on a fall.
Summer. She's been promoting Ponzi schemes that I can see for quite a while. Anyway, so that's it. All right. So catch you guys later. Smile, Rob.
This is only our opinion. Don't listen to anything that we said, because we don't.
And this is just purely entertainment, kids. If you were entertained, like and subscribe. If you were not entertained and did not have a few giggles, then we're sorry.
Because we entertain ourselves.
Yeah.
Good night.
I'm going to do a click. Pushing the button.